Good evening. Former Saints player Francis Benali has set off on the first leg of an extraordinary challenge to raise £1 million for charity by running and cycling to every Premier League and Championship ground in just 2 weeks. Sally Simmons was there to see him off.
Francis Benali left Bournemouth in the sunshine today, heading to Bristol on day one of Benali's big race.
I'm going to be running and cycling to every Premier League ground and Championship football clubs, 44 clubs in 2 weeks.
2 years ago, the former Southampton defender ran from Newcastle to the Saints ground via every Premiership club and raised over $250,000 for charity. This year, he's going much further.
Whereas I just ran in the first challenge 2 years ago, now I'm going to be running and cycling, so the mileage that we're going to be covering each day, which is on average 100 miles a day, is going to be some long days, hence some early mornings. We were out of our beds early this morning. It'd be great to get the first day out of the way, and hopefully the legs won't be too tired at the end of it.
Benali hopes to raise $1 million for Cancer Research UK, a charity close to his heart after his father-in-law was diagnosed with cancer last year. The plan is to complete the journey on Sunday, October the 16th, in front of 30,000 Saints fans at St Mary's. Sally Simmons, ITV News, Bournemouth.
On to the day's other news, and it's been a week since a 69-year-old man was assaulted in Gosport, and police have been speaking to motorists and pedestrians in the hope they might find witnesses. Roy Galvin hit his head on the road following a dispute with a cyclist. He died in hospital on Wednesday. A man has been charged with manslaughter. 57 vehicles were damaged in Southampton overnight. It happened sometime between 9:30 last night and 4:30 this morning in Blendworth Lane. Some had their windows smashed, others had tyres slashed and paintwork scratched. A man has been jailed for more than 3 years for a robbery in Reading. Leon Stout pushed over a 69-year-old woman as she left a cash point in Bath Road. He then stole £200 from her purse. Concern is growing for a woman from Saudi Arabia missing from Hove. 49-year-old Jomia Hamed went missing last Sunday from a home in Newchurch Road, where she worked as a maid for a Saudi family. She doesn't speak English and she is unfamiliar with the country. The Maidenhead MP, Theresa May, has made her first party conference speech as Tory leader. She told delegates more about the government's plans to leave the EU. She said the process will begin before the end of March next year. Our political correspondent Phil Hornby reports.
Tories from the south queued and queued to hear Mrs May's first conference speech as Prime Minister. Brexit is top of the agenda here.
Hopefully they can work, they all have a plan, because no plan's bad for business.
We're going to have to take a lot of this on trust over the next few months and years, I think, because she says she's not going to give us a running commentary. Can we trust her to get it right?
Well, why wouldn't she? There's no future at all for her in saying anything that isn't actually going to happen.
We mean business, she told them. Brexit will mean a Britain in which we pass our own laws and govern ourselves.
Our laws will be made not in Brussels, but in Westminster. The authority of EU law in Britain will end.
As they debated inside the usual conference demonstration outside, against cuts, against austerity, against NHS reforms, all topics which have dominated Tory conferences in recent years, but not this one. This is the Brexit conference. Phil Hornby, ITV News, Birmingham.
Now, thousands of athletes in today's Bournemouth Marathon had an inspirational guest to start the 26-mile challenge. Multi-marathon runner Ben Smith fired the gun and then set off to run his 398th marathon in as many days. Smith is aiming to set a new world record by running 401 marathons in 401 days to raise awareness of bullying and to raise money for the Kidscape and Stonewall charities.
You know, we've been trying to raise £250,000, so you have to do something quite big in order to do that. And it means, 401 marathons means I get to go out to as many different locations all around the UK. I've actually run within 18 miles of almost every single place on the UK mainland. And we've been able to spread the awareness of the issues around bullying in the UK, which has been the most important part of this.
Football, and Saints were away to Leicester City today. Despite 2 close headers from Charlie Austin, it was a goalless draw. Let's have a look at the weather now. Here's Luke.
From puddles to paddling, driving through Europe. Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Hello again, good evening. With high pressure in charge of our weather this week, it's looking dry and settled, but feeling much more autumnal with some more chilly nights on the way. Temperatures really taking a tumble once again tonight, widely down to single figures, even cooler in the countryside, especially places like the South Downs, with pockets of mist reforming once again. But another dry, sunny, crisp start to tomorrow morning. Temperatures responding well into the afternoon, and with a light southerly breeze, a little improved on today. Perhaps highs around 17 or 18 degrees in the sunshine. Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
That's it from the Weekend team. Thanks for watching and have a very good evening. Bye-bye.